Hi there. So I'm Raylene. I'm the mom of 3 amazing kiddos. I have Caden. He is in the 5th grade. And then I have my daughter, Rylan. She is the middle child and my only girl. She just started high school this year. And then I have Kyler, and Kyler is my oldest, and he just turned 16. On April 10th, 2020, I was riding in the car with my son, and while we were driving down the highway, it was just me and him. Kyler turned to me and he said, "Mom, how did I get in the car?" And I told him, "Well, you asked to come with me. We're just gonna run a couple errands." You know, I was just thinking normal everyday stuff. And then he told me he needed to throw up, which seemed really weird because he hadn't acted sick at all. And next thing I knew, he started asking me the same things again, like had he been sleeping, how did he get in the car? He was just very, very confused. So I took him to the pediatrician and they got him in right away, and they diagnosed Kyler with having a severe migraine. And they gave him a shot and told me to take him home and put him to bed. And after the nurse gave him the shot, I called her back into the room and I asked her to please bring the doctor back and have a second look, because I just didn't feel like, I've had migraine headaches before and this just didn't seem like a migraine, and my son just seemed to be deteriorating in front of my eyes on condition. And the doctor told me, "Well, you know what, if you don't think it's a migraine, you can drive an hour and a half and take him to, the local hospital and have him checked out with COVID and everything." And my husband and I talked about it over the phone, and we thought, you know what, it just doesn't feel right. And so we drove an hour and a half. I did with Kyler. We drove an hour and a half and walked in the door. And by the time we got there, he was just still, he couldn't remember anything for more than 1 or 2 seconds. They asked him to pee in a cup, and I was sitting there repeating to them, "My kid is not that type of kid. He's not on drugs. You don't understand. There's something terribly wrong with him." They ordered a CT scan, and after the CT scan was done, all of a sudden I saw all this activity coming into our room, and this lady just came to me and grabbed my arm and said, "Your son is bleeding in his brain. There's a mass and he needs emergency surgery." And I was like, wait, what? It just didn't make any sense to me. He was diagnosed with a brain arteriovenous malformation. His is a grade 4 and it's surrounded by eloquent tissue. After the surgery, they came to me and said, "This isn't gonna go away. Just so you know, we need you to be prepared." We left the hospital 8 days later. Kyler recovered remarkably well. The AVM remained untreated. And that's just because Texas Children said that they didn't have the ability to treat Kyler. I interviewed 16 doctors across the United States and even one in Germany. I was a mama on a mission trying to figure out the best way to help my kiddo. And what we ended up doing was going to UCSF, Benioff Children's Hospital, and the team there in San Francisco, California, for gamma knife radiation. He gets tired a lot, so in-person school is not really an option for him, but he has been allowed to go to 1 class a day, which seems to be enough, and between that and naps because of neurofatigue, he's been able to stay up to date in his classes, and he's a junior now in high school. So I've met a lot of parents and kids who find themselves just like we did overnight with their lives changed. One day you're just living your normal life, and the next, all of a sudden, your world is changed forever because you have this diagnosis of our son having a rare disease that currently there is no cure for.